my name is Katie St. Norris with St. Norris Wealth Management, and in this video we're going to talk about how to use the form 4506T to request your tax information. Let's get going. First, you can type IRS into your search engine and go to the IRS.gov website. Scroll to the section where it says Get Your Tax Records and click on it. Scroll down, you will see two options: Request Online and Request by Mail. There's also a third option that you call 1-800 phone number with the IRS and you can request your transcripts. When will you fill out 4506T form? If you're applying for a loan as your business loan with SBA, or maybe getting a mortgage to buy a house, you will need to provide a proof that your tax return's been filed and everything is in order. One of the fastest and easiest ways is to get your transcripts online. You cannot just go as a guest and fill out the information and request your transcripts. You're going to have to fill out the specific information in order to create the account with the IRS, and they have to confirm your identity. Otherwise, you'll not be able to create the account. With the mail version, you can get transcripts by mail, and they usually arrive within 5 to 10 business days. Also, on the website, you can download and print out the PDF forms, and in some occasions, the lending institution, your bank, for example, they will actually provide the forms to fill out. Let's look at the forms that I've been talking about. I should mention that there are 3 different forms that all 3 are 4506 forms. There's a standard 4506 form, which is a request for a copy of your tax return. Request of a copy, so it's basically a picture of your tax return. And there's a 4506T form, which is a request for transcript of your tax return. Not copy, but the transcript. It's a line-by-line printout of your 1040. One more thing regarding the differences of these 2 tax forms. 4506 copy of your tax return. It's $50 fee for each year. If you need 3 years of returns for your bank, it will be $150, plus it could take up to 75 days to get. With 4506T, it's free and it's 5 to 10 business days. However, to send your tax information directly to your lending institution, you can do only with 4506, because on line 5 over here, you will see the third-party address where you can send your information. With 4506T, it can be sent only to taxpayer's address. There's also 4506T Easy form, and it's a short form request for transcript. As you see, it's really simple. The only difference between the Easy form and the regular 4506T form, that you just receive a plain line-by-line for 1040. You cannot get into details for your estimated payments or penalties or any other additional information like transcripts of your W-2. You have to keep that in mind. If your lending institution wants to see your 1099s if you're self-employed, you have to fill out 4506T to request those transcripts for 1099s. Now let's get to 4506T line by line. Make sure you do it correctly and you get your tax transcripts in the first try. First, you have to put your name in line 1A as it's shown on your tax return. Also, you have to provide your Social Security number. If you're requesting your business return, you have to provide your employer identification number, your EIN. If you filed a joint return, you have to provide your spouse's name exactly as it appears on your tax return and the spouse's Social Security number. Next one, where a lot of people get some problems and mistakes on the address section here, lines 3 and 4. Line 3 is your current address. Could be a PO box, but it's your current address. Line number 4 is your previous address, as it's shown on your tax return if it was different from the address on line 3. If addresses on the line 3 and 4 are different, you have to correct that information with the IRS. For that, you have change of address form 8822 and 8822B if you're changing your business address. Next, number 5 is the customer file number. It's optional number for security purposes, and it's up to you if you want to create that number. Any additional questions that you might have, you can read all that on the second portion of the form. It has general instructions. Let's get back to the form. Effective July of 2019, the IRS will mail transcript requests only to your address of record. If you want the forms to be sent to your lending institution, you have to use 4506 form. Next, they'll ask you transcript requested. If you're looking for your personal tax return, you have to put 1040 in here. If you're filling out this form, looking for your tax information for your business, you will do 1065 in this field for partnership or 1120 for your corporation. In the same section 6, you will have 3 options, A, B, and C, which is type of tax return transcript you're requesting. A, return transcript include almost all of the lines on your tax return, but not going to reflect any changes. Say if you amended your tax return at some point, it's not going to include that information. Account transcript. It will have additional information like your financial status of the account, any payments that you made, penalties, any adjustments. And C, record of account. This will provide the most detailed information that you might possibly have for the current year and the prior 3 years. So this type of request will be in general processed within 10 days. For a lot of financial institutions like banks, they will want to see 6C. So detailed information with all late penalties and any changes to your tax return. Line 7, it's verification of non-filing, which is proof from the IRS that you did not file your tax return for the year. Number 8 is where we were talking about if you're, say, self-employed, independent contractor, and receive 1099s, and the bank would want to see information regarding your payments coming in. You can request transcripts of 1099 or your W-2 to be sent along with your tax return transcript. In this case, if you need this information, you also have to check the box 8. Section 9, year or period requested. You can request the current year and the prior 3 years. on the same 4506T form. If you need more than that, years beyond 4 years back, you have to file additional 4506T form for those additional years. You can do maximum of 4 years in one form, current one and 3 prior years. So you're gonna have to put 12/31/2019 and 12/31/2018, 12/31/2017, and 12/31/2016. So notice you start with the most recent year and you go down. Next, you have to remember sign this form. If you're not going to sign it, you'll forget or miss, they're not going to process your request. You have to sign on the line here, date it, and provide your current phone number. You have the same option for your spouse. Signature, the date, and the phone number. If you file a joint tax return and you're requesting the information, the signature of one spouse is sufficient enough. You don't have to both sign the request. If you're requesting tax information for a corporation, partnership, estate, or trust, your responsible person has to sign the request form, and it's very important to put the title. Say in this situation, we'll have CFO. Again, if you don't include the title, it's not going to be processed. You're not going to get your information. Date and include the phone number. After you're done filling out your form, just run through the numbers, make sure that everything looks good, and then you can go down to the second page and you will see a chart of addresses based on the state where you're located. You have to send to that specific address. Much easier way that will save you some time, you can simply fax it. But notice the fax numbers, they also differ depending on the location where you're located. So you have to locate your state in the left column and then look at the corresponding mailing address or the fax number. And you're done. Also, you can use 4506T form to request transcripts if you're going to a new accountant. So they will have detailed information and you make sure that everything is correct, all your payments been recorded, and you don't have any mistakes on your tax returns. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.